What up, everybody? It's your boy Mopbrothers here, and I have not made a video in quite a long time. I have not made a YouTube video in a very, very long time. Some people might think I'm dead, some people might think I'm not around, but no, I have been live streaming. I've just been busy with life and work and all the other shit that us humans have to deal with every day that we wake up in our lives. But tonight's video is a tier list video of Fire Emblem: The Binding Blade. Now, I have been playing a lot of Fire Emblem since I didn't really care for the Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles remake, and I still haven't really played much of it because I'm having trouble with my computer. I've been playing Fire Emblem, and I got into the GBA games, and I've been playing a lot of Fire Emblem 6: The Binding Blade. Now, this game never came out in the United States, sadly. It was only in Japan, but people who played Super Smash Bros. Know who our boy, Roy. Roy is our boy. They know who he is. And, yeah, I played this game. I played the first Fire Emblem, or the one, Fire Emblem 7, the Blazing Blade, the one with Eliwood and Hector and Lyn and all them. And I don't like it as much as Fire Emblem 6, The Binding Blade. This game's got a shitload of problems, don't get me wrong, but, it's endearing to me, and I could go into why it's endearing, and maybe I'll do that in another video, but, well, if you like Fire Emblem, you'll probably want to watch this. If you don't, you will probably go check out something more entertaining. But, I'm gonna make a tier list here and rate each character what I think, S being the best, and F being a piece of shit. Yeah, feel free to write any thoughts, comments, questions in the chat, and yeah, let's get started. We're gonna get started with Roy, our boy. Roy, in Fire Emblem, this game, he's not the best guy in the world. He's not the hero that we'd all like him to be. He's not, you know, he's not the Superman. He's not like God, you know. He's not the big hero, but he is the hero. You know, he's the main character. You have to use him every map, and I'm gonna put Roy right in the smack dab in the middle of C. Because, like I said, you got to use him every map, and he has the movement of a waddling duck. You know, he's a small little boy. He can't really run around very fast. He doesn't get a horse. He never gets a mount in the game. He can only use swords, and the poor little fuck doesn't promote till well, if you're playing in the regular game without the special ending, he doesn't promote till like the last chapter. You only get to use him promoted in one chapter, which is really sad, and I don't know, I think he should have promoted in 16, but, you know, you can level him up, and swords are really good in this game, and so I think he's kind of the default character. Yeah, Roy, I think, is just the average, one of the worst heroes I've heard in Fire Emblem, and I played Fire Emblem 6, 7, and 8 also. I don't like I thought the heroes in 7 sucked, and the ones in 8 are much better, but for what he's worth, you know, I think he's just the middle-of-the-road C tier. Swords are always going to be great, and, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to move on to each character here down the line. We'll go in the order in which you get them. You get Walt, also, in the first chapter. And archers in this game, they pretty much suck. I have half a mind to put Walt in the F tier, but Walt, you know, he's an archer, and he can help you in the first few chapters. You might use him a little bit. Walt can shoot wyverns. You know, he's got a bow. That can be helpful if you chose to stick with him. I don't know why the fuck you would, because there's so many other better archers in this game, mounted, and you'll see as we go through these. But he's weak. He has low attack. His movement sucks like Roy's. You're just probably not going to use him after the first 4 or 5 chapters, when you can start. This guy's going to get benched. Okay, he's gonna die. Something's gonna happen to him. He's gonna trip over his shoelaces and have a seizure, and that's gonna be the end of him. So you're probably not gonna want to be using Walt so much. So he gets a D. And then in the first chapter, in addition to Walt, we also get Alan and Lance. Now, a lot of people say these guys are like A tier, and again, I'm gonna make this list. One thing I want to say is this tier list is for normal mode. It's not for hard mode. I have not actually played through hard mode because I don't want to lose my sanity. This game is already hard enough as it is, and I want to enjoy it. But for normal mode, I mean, I guess these guys, I guess they're A's, but barely A. Like, they have good movement. You know, Cavaliers in these games, mounted units have like 7 movements, so they're always good for that. They can carry people. They can use swords and spears. They start out, you get them in the first chapter, so there's no reason not to use them, you know. Of course you're going to be using them. They're going to be doing the most of your kills, and you're probably going to promote one of them. Well, you'll get more Cavaliers, but they're never going to be bad. But I don't think they're quite as good as people make them out to be. They do tend to get killed pretty easily. They're a little squishy. They don't have the strongest defense, but their movement alone makes them pretty good units that you will want to use. Marcus, he is your Jagan unit of Fire Emblem. If anyone doesn't know what a Jagan unit is, it is basically a unit that starts pre-promoted. It'd be basically like getting Sid Orlando in Final Fantasy Tactics. Like if you could get him in the first chapter and he just fucked shit up, that would be like. But he would never gain any levels. And as you got onto like Chapter 3, Orbone Monastery, Sid would suck. That's basically what a Jagan is in in Fire Emblem. It's a strong unit that you get in the beginning of the game that will carry you through, but his growth rate is really bad, and he will get outclassed eventually. Final Fantasy Tactics doesn't really do that. Your characters level up. Fire Emblem is different than Final Fantasy Tactics, but most Final Fantasy or Fire Emblem games will give you a Jagan unit, a pre-promoted powerful unit. Marcus, he's going to do a lot when you first get him, but you don't want him to get levels up because he's never going to grow. He doesn't get hardly any experience. You want these other dudes to get their levels up. So yeah, Marcus will be solid through and through, and yeah, you'll be using him a lot. So I give him an A tier. Boars. Oh man, this dude's a sad fuck. Boars. Boars is a knight. For those of you who don't know about Fire Emblem Knights, they have really low movement. Really, really low movement. And they have really high defense and decent offense, but shit, magic resistance. Like, they get killed by mages really fast. They have like no magic resistance. This guy is going to be trailing behind 3 days. He's going to be like 3 days short of a full deck of cards, or however the saying goes. A day late, $1 short. This guy's like a day late, $10,000 short. He'll never be there when you need him. You can maybe like put him in a choke point if there is any choke points, but he's such a fucking slow unit. He never gets any kills because he's always behind everybody. They're long, if you can't get the character where you want him to be, he's useless. Like, you're never going to use him. And I mean, you could say, well, why don't you just have these other guys lag behind while Boars runs and tries, you waste like 3 turns moving him. You don't want to waste turns, and so he's just not good. He can equip spears. When he gets promoted, they can equip axes, but nobody's going to promote Boars. Boars is an F tier. He's one of the worst characters in the game. You get him in the first chapter like these other guys, but these 6 guys you have in the first chapter, he's the worst of the 6 by far. You're not going to want to be. He's going to get benched pretty quickly. So yeah, that's the first chapter, and then the second chapter we get Merlinus. This guy is your basically. He doesn't really have a rank. He's a utility. He's like a carriage that carries your items around with you. You can equip swords, spears, axes, bows. You can get items. He can like hold items for your characters if you want to like swap out items. But the one special thing about Merlinus, he's the only unit in the whole game that can die, and then come back. In Fire Emblem games use a thing called permadeath, where if a character dies, they're gone for the rest of the game. That's like if in Final Fantasy Tactics, if Agrias falls, she's dead. She fucking crystallizes. In Fire Emblem, the character is instantly gone forever. You can never revive them. So Merlinus is the unique character that if he gets killed and loses all his life, he can come back in the next chapter. So he'll always be around, but he's not really a playable character. You can't fight with him or do anything, so I'm just putting him in the utility. I don't know if there's some weirdo out there that would want to rank that, but yeah, I think he's, you'll use him if you have a lot of items, if you want to manage him, but yeah, he's a utility. Ellen, our little fair maiden, first white mage, healer, whatever you want to call her in the game. I'm going to give Ellen a C. Healers are never a bad thing in any video game, in any RPG, because you're going to get banged up, you're going to get hurt, you're going to fucking break your nose, your bones, your legs. Somebody's going to die, okay? And your healer keeps you around. Anything to keep you around is good. She is probably the worst healer in the game. She starts off with a terrible, a staff D, and she has, no defense, and you're just going to get so many better healers than her. But she's still a healer, so I'd put her in the C tier. I don't know. I might change this list at the end. But yeah, you get her in Chapter 2, and yeah, she's good for the first few chapters. You'll use her. Shanna, Pegasus Knight. Pegasus Knights, guys, are... Shanna is one of the most important units in Fire Emblem 6. Okay, she is like extremely important. The fact that you can fly around and carry things alone makes her valuable, and you're not going to get another Pegasus Knight for a very, very long time in the game. So you're going to be using Shanna to fly around a lot. Now, her attack sucks, her defense sucks, she has good speed, but the fact that you're, like, able to carry people around is so big. Yeah, she kind of looks like Sailor Mercury, doesn't she? Like, that's what I first thought when I saw her in the game. Like, she's like the Sailor Mercury of this game. I don't know. I guess all these Japanese characters can look like other characters from things, but yeah, she is so important, Shanna. I would say arguably she's like one of the top 5 most important units in Fire Emblem 6, the Binding Blade. So I'm giving her a solid A tier. Wade and Lot, we get these two guys in the second chapter as well. I don't think they're really all that great. I guess if you know how to use them, they're good. Like, they both use axes. And in Fire Emblem, in the Binding Blade, axes are probably the worst weapon of all the weapons. Fire Emblem uses the weapon triangle, as you guys know. Swords hurt axes, axes hurt spears, and spears hurt swords. But the thing is, the axe rate in Fire Emblem 6 is really low. And these guys, they have a lot of life, but they take damage pretty easy. They don't have great defense, and they tend to get hurt a lot. So it's easy to lose them. It's easy for them to die. I guess I'll put them at the top of D tier. They're not quite C tier because they're probably going to get killed. But you do get them. You don't have to do anything to recruit them. They're automatically joined in Chapter 2, which is a good thing. But yeah, I guess if you know how to use them, they're not too bad. If you fight, like, spear guys with them and stuff, and you really prioritize them, pretty much almost any unit in this game, aside from boars and some other people, can be good if you really give them attention. If you feed them kills, they will be good. So I think they're better than people make them out to be, these muscleheads, but they do die. They will probably die. If you play this game, they'll probably die. Now you got the big dude himself, Dick. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Deck. This fucker is a monster when you first get him. Like, he's gonna tear shit up. Okay, he's gonna be doing all the kills. This guy is really strong. You get him in Chapter 2 with all these other guys, these Wade, Lot, Ellen, and Shanna. You get 5 characters in Chapter 2. I really like that. He's, like I said, he's really strong. He starts to fall off later in the game. In the second half, he's not really all that good. He starts to become overshadowed by other characters that we'll get to. But, I mean, he's just, the fact that he starts off so strong and can carry you through the first, like, 8 or 9 chapters, that's pretty big right there. So I'm giving him a B. You know, I think he's, you know, I don't know, Alan and Lance, I mean, he doesn't have as much movement as they do, but I still think he's pretty high up. I'm gonna give him a B, only because his movement isn't as good as some of these other characters. But he can really kill bosses. He can hold you through for a long time. So yeah, that's all of Chapter 2's units. I mean, if you look at this, we have 5, 10, 11, 12 units right after Chapter 2. That's a lot of units. That's one thing I really like about the Binding Blade, is you get so many units early on. You know, whereas like the Blazing Blade and Sacred Stones, man, you don't get fucking any units till like 6 or 7 chapters, and it's really fun to. I really like that with this game. But going on to Chapter 3, we get our first thief, Chad. Not the virgin, but the Chad, like the Chad of the game. This guy's a thief, and I'm gonna put him in utility. He steals things, he opens chests, he opens locked doors. You're not gonna be fighting with him, but as a thief, you know, you're gonna be stealing stuff, and you don't get another thief for like 4 or 5 more chapters. So he's really useful for that. In the beginning of the game, you know, you're going to be using him in these first 8 chapters, just opening chests and what there are. So, you know, he's a utility character. Maybe I'll rank the utility characters another time, but yeah, I like the spiky hair he's got there. Lou, you also get him in Chapter 3. He is our first black mage. I don't use Lou that much, honestly. I mean, I don't know. I don't really care for him as much. I'm going to give him a B. I don't know. He's okay. You know, he's good at killing things. If you invest in a black mage, he can be really good. We'll use his anima magic. It's called anima in this game. You have anima, dark magic, light magic, and healing. Yeah, play the games if you want to know more. I don't want to go in too deep to it, but I just think he's a B tier. I don't care about him that much, but, well, fuck it. I'm gonna give him a high C tier. I don't think he's that impressive of a character. I don't know. I just haven't found him all as useful as some of the other characters in the game. Some of the other mages I think are better than him. So, yeah, he's not. We'll get into more of the mages. I'll talk more about it as we go on. And then we get into the big daddy of the game, the big motherfucker of this game. This is the dude, the Chad, the boss, the main dude, the man himself, Rutger. Motherfucking Rutger, okay? This guy is the best character in the game, in my opinion, Rutger. Like, for as long as you have him. You get him in Chapter 4, and this fucker destroys everything. He cuts things up, he mows people down, he is the edgelord of Fire Emblem 6. He's the guy I put on the thumbnail of this video, Rutger. He's a Myrmidon, and he just gets crits so fast, and he kills tons of bosses. He kills pretty much everything. I don't think there's any enemy that is not afraid of Rutger. And when he promotes into a Swordmaster, he's even more deadly. You give him a crit, like a killer edge, and him promote as a Swordmaster, it's dead. Whatever he fights is dead. You do have to get him to join you with this girl Clarine, this little hottie here. You get this other hottie. I put her in the A tier. Just talking ahead of myself. This blonde babe basically is a healer also. She's a troubadour, a mounted healer. She's not quite S tier, but she's like way better than Ellen because she can like ride on a horse and heal. And I just like her. You know, I think you can really develop her into a strong. If you promote her into a Valkyrie, she can use anima magic and can be pretty good. She's got really great luck also. But like I said, you need her to recruit Rutger. That's the only thing that makes him that's his only downside. He can actually kill your characters when you first get him. Or when he first appears on the map, and that's the scary part about him. Some of the characters in this game, a lot of the characters rather, in fact most of them after this, you have to recruit them. They don't automatically join. You have to talk to the character with another character. So I'm going to take points off for some of them for that. But yeah, Rutger is the king of Fire Emblem, of the Binding Blade. Like he's the boss. Okay, he's the best. And I'm never going to take that back. Most people know it. But yeah, if you fail to get Rutger, man, ouch, you're gonna be really sad. And you could fail if you didn't know. I didn't even get him the first time, and then the game was super hard. So yeah, he's S. And Clarine, I'm gonna give Clarine a top A. Not quite S because, you know, she can't really attack. She can only heal in the beginning, but she's the best healer in my opinion. Then we move on to these other characters. Saul, he's also another healer like Clarine. He's good. He's better than Ellen because he starts with a C-rank staff. He's a total playboy. He hits on pretty much anybody with a pussy and 2 legs. He hits on him, but he's awesome. I like his healing. He's got good health. I'm gonna put him above. Well, I think Deke's better, but yeah, he can. If anybody's gonna get light magic in this game, it's going to be Saul. Saul, like, nobody in the Binding Blade can use light magic natively, which is one thing that kind of sucks about it. Not that you need to use light magic, but if anybody's ever going to be a master of light magic and you wanted to grind, probably be this dude right here. And then Dorothy, she's an archer and she comes with Saul. She sucks. I think she's a little bit better than Walt because just a little stronger, and she's a little more useful in the chapters that you get with her. But you're going to be benching her. I mean, there's all these other colorful characters, and then you get this character that wears the color of shit, you know, brown. Like, she's not going to exactly win any fashion awards in the big colorful world of anime. Poor girl. She should have just remained in Kansas rather than in Fire Emblem. But yeah, we also get Sue, this Native American looking chick. I don't know, Mongolian or whatever. She's a Sakai girl, rides a horse, uses a bow. I think Sue's a pretty good character. When I first played the Binding Blade, I used her a lot, and archers are mounted, or anything with a mount, like I said, with a horse is awesome. And using a bow with a horse, well, that just makes it doubly awesome. If you give her the attention, she can be pretty damn good. Sue, I think people underrate Sue. I think she's better than she looks. Yeah, I used her a lot when I was playing the first time. And you're going to run into a lot of flying units, Wyvern Riders later in the game, and anybody with a bow is always going to destroy Wyvern Riders. So yeah, she gets a B. I'm giving her a better low B, but still a B, I think. Yeah. And then later on we get 3 more knights, or not knights, cavaliers in another chapter. We get this first loser called Trek, I think his name is, and yeah, he sucks. He's probably one of the worst cavaliers in the game. I mean, he's a mounted unit, but he's pretty bad. I guess he's better than these guys, but he's probably gonna die. You have to recruit him. You have to talk to him with one other character, and that's hard to do because he's a friendly unit, but he's really vulnerable to death. So getting him recruited can be a pain. And there's just so many other cavaliers that you're gonna want over this guy. You know, he's just like, he's the bottom of the cavalier list. Like he comes and rides in last place. So I'm giving him a D. Noah, you get Noah. He's actually pretty good. I think Noah. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna put Noah up with these other guys. I think he gets pretty good levels. Like he gets pretty good. He's got pretty good levels. I actually use Noah more than Alan and Lance because these guys tend to die pretty easily. Whereas Noah, he has more like. I mean, he's way better than Trek, but he seems to survive a lot. I don't know. The guy has a little more health. He's a little more cushy. I like Noah. I think he's pretty good. He's been my go-to guy to promote to a paladin because you get him at like level 7 or level 8, and you know you've been through some hard battles, you fought some hard bosses, and this dude just kind of comes at the right time. So I think he's a unit really worth investing in. I think he's an underrated unit. And we also get Jarrett or Zealot. I don't know how this guy's name is pronounced. He's older. He's like Marcus. He's pre-promoted, and he's pretty good. You'll be using him a lot. You know, you'll be using him. You got a lot of cavaliers in this game and paladins. You're going to be using him a lot to kind of help you out throughout the game. He does pretty well until like late game. Then he starts to suck. Like the last 6 or 7 chapters, he's kind of shitty. But the fact that he's around for a long time in some critical periods means he's not going to win glamour awards, but I think he's pretty good. I like him more than Deke. I'll organize these a little later. You know what? I think he's better than Alan and Lance, honestly. I think he's better than they are. I don't know. I might. I don't know. I'll come back to it, as I said, but yeah, 4 cavalier. All these cavaliers we're getting here. And then we get another thief. We get Astafal. He's pretty good. He's better than Chad. He does the same thing. He steals stuff, but he can take a little more abuse. He's actually like stronger and can just seems to survive better. So I think he's a better thief than Chad. Plus, he joins you. You know, you don't have to do anything to get him to join you. That's always nice. But he's a utility class. So yeah, thieves you'll always want one if there's chests on the map. Lalina, the MC's girlfriend, the female of the game. Lalina is probably the most difficult character for me to rank on this whole thing because she can be really, really bad, but if you give her the time, she is a powerhouse, an absolute monster of a unit. Like, you can kill everything with Lalina. She can dodge everything, she can just kill stuff, but you have to get her there. Like, every unit requires investment. Lalina is a high-risk, high-reward character. Like, it's worth investing in her, because at the end of the game, like I said, she's just super powerful. She's gonna fuck shit up at the end of the game. And because of that, I'm gonna give her a B. If you can get her leveled up, if you really baby her and get her strong, she is gonna toast everything. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give her a high B for now, just because I really like Lalina. I think she's an excellent unit at the end. She really carries the end game. Her offense is massive at the end of the game. Just excellent. I'm gonna move these guys down. I think they're overrated, Alan and Lance. I don't think they're that great. I think Lalina's better. I've always liked Lalina more. I think she's better. But yeah, she's Roy's kind of girlfriend. Roy's got his own harem, but for that reason, Lalina's also got a specialness in the game, so I'm giving her a high B. Then we get to one of the worst females in the game. We get to the Boars' sister. Yeah, that should tell you something. Wendy, this pink little puff ball of pink poop should not be in your party. This pink-haired Pinky needs to be benched, okay? If you can even bench her. You get her in the same chapter of Lelina, and she'll probably die in the first few turns if you have no idea what the fuck you're doing, because she has terrible stats. In addition to Boars, she's slow as hell. At least Boars, you get him in the first chapter. You get Wendy in chapter 8, and she starts at the same level that Boars does, level 1. That's fucking garbage, okay? This girl is not going to live to see another day unless you really protect her. F tier, one of the worst characters in the game. Barth you also get with Wendy, and Barth, when I first played the Binding Blade, I thought he kind of sucked. Or I didn't think he kind of sucked. I actually liked Barth a lot. I actually put Barth, like, I promoted him. I used my Night Crest to promote this guy. This big truck of a tank. Barth is basically the pickup truck, the truck you park on the bridge. You park this fat fuck on a bridge, and you just let him take hits and just get like beat up. You know, he's your big meat shield. While he's also a knight like Boars and Wendy, the guy can take damage. Like, he has a reason to exist. If you're gonna use any big fat fuck, you're gonna use Barth, okay? You're gonna use this guy as a big punching bag, linebacker, center of the field dude, okay? So for that reason, if you really want to promote him, you can, and he can have a purpose, okay? He's elevated above him. His movement will suck, but he will still have a reason to exist. To block the bridge, to block the hallway, block whatever, and then die. So I'm giving him a low C for that. OJ, we also get this run-of-the-mill guy in the same chapter as Wendy and Lelina and Barth. I don't really use him much. He's pretty plain, just an unremarkable character. It's like Trek, he's unremarkable, but unlike Trek, these three, Barth, Wendy, and OJ, they just join you. You don't have to do anything special to get them to join you, and for that reason, I think he's better than some of these. Well, he's good. He's okay. I just never. There's nothing really remarkable about him. He uses swords. He's like Deke, I think, and I don't know why you'd ever want to use your hero crest to promote this know-nothing of a character, but he's not a terrible. There's worse characters than him. And then we get Fur. We get this other Chinese kind of Japanese girl. I don't know. She uses a sword. She's like Rutger, a mini Rutger that requires a lot of like babying and level up, and she can die really, really easily. I don't think Fur's really all that great. I'm putting her a C because she does. Well, I don't think she's even as good as Roy. She can be good if you give her the attention, but it's just. She's gonna get killed, you know. It's just a lot of this game is RNG, and if a character dies, they die, and they have to like. It's just a pain, you know, like to invest all this time in a character, and then she just gets killed and dies. Not good, you know. That sucks. So I give her a middle of a C. Another thing about Fur is you also have to recruit her too. To get her recruited, you have to have Noah talk to her, and if Noah if she could just run up and get killed by Noah anyway, so you'd be missing out on her too. The same thing with Shen. You have to have Sue to talk to her or talk to him to recruit him. He doesn't come. He'll try to fight you, and if you don't have her to talk to him, he'll die. I think he's a little better than Sue, but he's not that much better. Some people think he's really good. I'm okay. I don't think he's all that different. But he's still he's a nomad. He's mounted on a horse and uses a bow, so that helps him out a lot with his score. Geese, this is a pirate that you get in another chapter, and I don't really like him. He uses axes. And the problem with this is there's just other better axe users in the game. A lot of people can use axes. Paladins, or Cavaliers, when they promote to Paladins, they can use axes. Berserkers, heroes can use axes. This guy can walk in water, I guess, but so can, like, Berserkers and bandits and shit, so why would you need this guy? His stats are kind of crappy. They're not really all that exciting. He's pretty easy to recruit, but I never use Geese. I don't think he's good. Gonzalez, though, on the other hand, this chap's pretty good. This big dude. He uses axes also. He's probably the best axe user in the game, honestly. He has a ton of health. He has low hit rates. But if you have Lelina, you can recruit him, and I think he's pretty good. He can fuck up Cavaliers and knights and mounted horse guys pretty good with his axes. So I think Gonzalez is actually a pretty decent unit. I think he's worth investing in, like Lelina, actually. I'm going to put him above these two, the Christmas Cavaliers. I think he's pretty good. Barte, I don't use this guy very much. He uses axes also, but he's already pre-promoted, I think. But again, there's so many axe guys out there. Why would you need him? You know, if you don't have another character, you can use him. So, you know, just pick your pick. He's like OJ in that sense, but maybe a little bit better. Lalum and Elfrin, these duo are S tier. The dancer and the bard of this game, and well, dancers and bards, they both cheer on your units, not like Final Fantasy Tactics. They cheer your characters on. They allow your characters to go an extra turn. Like, let's give Rutger an extra turn to kill another guy. Let's give Ellen an extra turn to heal somebody, or Clarine. Let's give him... That's big. These people are S tier. I love them. Lalum's awesome. I love the way Lalum dances. She's really cute. She dances and jumps in the air. Awesome girl. I love her. Elfin... pretty much does the same thing. He plays music. And I don't quite like him as much as Lalum, but man, these characters are fucking amazing. It's never a bad thing to bring them to your party, like your roster. I love them. They're great. Yeah, Knuckles the Echidna. Knuckles the Echidna. Yeah, this is actually a chick, and she's a hero. She comes pre-promoted as a hero. You get her in the same chapter that you'll have Lalum. You have to get her, you have to talk to her, and she can be kind of a pain to recruit because she's running around a lot. I don't use her all that much, but I guess you could use her. Maybe she's an underrated character. I don't know. Axes and swords, you know, pre-promoted. Sounds like a pretty good thing. She kind of flies under the radar. Echidna just flies under the radar, so if you guys know something more watching this that's better, let me know about her. I don't know. I haven't noticed anything special about her. Klein, you also get him in the same chapter as Echidna. He's an archer. He uses a bow. I don't think he's that good. I mean, he's better than Dorothy and Walt because he's already pre-promoted to a sniper. You have to talk to him with Clarine. It's Clarine's brother. So you know, he's pretty good. He's a rich boy. He's a rich noble boy. I don't know. He's alright. You can kill Wyvern Riders. That's always good. Flying units. Not the best archer in the game, but decent. Tate, or Thea, I don't know how you say her name. You get her in the same chapter. I don't think she's very good. She's a flying unit, like Shanna, but again, she starts at kind of a weaker level, and why would you use her when you already have Shanna? If you don't have Shanna, if Shanna's dead, you could still use, like, Klein to recruit her, but I don't think she's really that great. You're not going to really invest in her. She's just a... You're not going to use your Etrusian Whip for her, because you'll have some other characters that are way better to fly. So I give her a low C. I don't think she's very good. Plus, recruiting her is a pain in the ass, too. She's flying around the village. Then we get Ray. This guy's actually a Dark Mage. He looks just like Lou. And I don't really use this guy much. I think he's kind of a... I don't know. You don't... Dark magic in the game, it's not really anything different than anima magic, so there's no real reason to use him. I haven't found a reason. I guess he can use Nosferatu, and that might be cool. If you're gonna level up any Dark Mage besides another character later in the game, this is the guy to do it. He's kind of your main Dark Mage that you'll be using. He's like, I don't know, I find him like Echidna. You just don't really need to use him, or OJ. They're kind of not really important. Doesn't stand out much. Kath, you also get this little bitch is pretty annoying. She runs around opening treasure chests and taking your stuff and then escaping. And she's probably the worst thief, honestly, of all the thieves that you get. If you don't have a thief, you can use her, but recruiting her is a real pain. I don't really care about her. She looks like she's really cute, but she's kind of a little demon. You know, she causes a lot of trouble, and I'd rather use Astafal or Chad over her for stealing. And now we come to the most overrated unit, I think. A pretty overrated unit, Milady. People are going to be mad at me if they're watching this, Binding Blade fans. I'm going to give Milady an A tier. I don't think Milady's an S tier unit, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, she can fly, she's powerful. But she's just kind of weak when you get her. At least in normal mode. Maybe in hard mode she's really awesome. I don't like her that much. I mean, I think she's great. She's a really good unit, but I don't think she's quite S tier. I lose her a lot when I play through games. She gets killed quite a bit. She dies. I mean, I just don't think she does enough damage. Maybe if she started at like level 12 or 13, she'd be good. You know, or if she came pre-promoted, maybe. But I just don't find her that... Doesn't have quite as much killing potential as some of these other characters, but she can fly, so she's an A tier. But yeah, I think Milady's an overrated character personally. I don't like her as much as everybody else does, but she's still an amazing character. Cecilia kind of sucks. I give her a low B. She could be really good, but the problem with Cecilia is she comes with a staff ranked C, a C staff rank, which is pretty underwhelming for the Mage General of Utria, or Uterus, or whatever the fucking name of the continent is. She comes with a C staff rank, and, I mean, she comes with A Anima, which is great, but you really need A Anima, you know, unless you're going to use 4-Blaze. Because most Anima spells, like Fire, they can get you through in Hellfire. Like, you don't really need... I would rather have high staff rank so I could use the Psychic Staff, or, like, Sleep, or some other staff, or Warp. You know what I mean? Like... well, she can use Psychic. Never mind. What am I saying? She can use Psychic. No, she can't. She's staff rank. I don't know. I think if she came with a better staff rank, she'd be good. Plus, you get her on the map you first can use her on is this desert map that penalizes horse riders. So she's just she's compared to Clarine and other units you have. She's just not that great, but not a bad unit. You know, not a bad. She's still a healer. She can still fight. And, you know, she's decent. I think she's a decent unit. Just had a bad start. Sophia. The worst unit in the game. Poor little Sophia. Yeah, this girl is, if she can last a couple turns, she's definitely going to be benched if she doesn't die. She starts at level 1 and has ridiculous stats, and, like, over half the game is over. Like, terrible character. But you can use her to get a guiding ring, so I guess in that sense, you might use her over Wendy, you know, and you need her to get, you need Sophia to get, a chapter that gives you the good ending. So in effect, Sophia is, I don't know, I guess Sophia has more use than Bors. You don't really need Bors, do you? Like, he's not really going to do anything. I guess Bors can tank a couple hits, but... I'd take the guiding ring over Bors tanking any day, so I'm going to give Sophia a little bit higher. She's an F, but not the worst F in the game, you know, like, because she has some... Again, we're looking at the utility, the purpose of the character, you know, and plus she looks kind of cute with the purple hair, and, you know, she's a mystic, but... Yeah, she's garbage. You should never be using Sophia outside of Chapter 14 where you get her. Not going to be using her ever. Ingrid. I love Ingrid. Ingrid's an awesome character. Easily the best archer in the game. Ingrid actually survived till the end of the game. I'm putting Ingrid above Milady. Ingrid survived in my playthrough where I got the good ending. This girl's just she's just a tank. Like, she makes it. She's a survivor, okay? These other characters tend to die, but not Ingrid. Ingrid will shoot the shit down of all wyverns that are around or everything. Like, she's like the Legolas of the Binding Blade. Awesome archer. Best archer in the game by far. She's awesome. She's tough. Definitely you want to be bringing Ingrid into fights. She won't let you down. And a character even better than Ingrid. Oh, another thing about Ingrid is that Ingrid, you don't have to do anything to get her to join you. She just joins, like, automatically in Chapter 15, I think it is. 15, I don't know. Yeah, there's no, like, you don't have to talk to her with a certain character, so that's another thing that boosts her up. But a character even better than Ingrid is this big bad motherfucker Percival. This dude, I'm gonna put him above the dancers. This guy is badass, okay? This guy will kill pretty much everything. He has no real weakness. He has good strength, defense, speed, luck, resistance. He's like the jack of all, above average on everything, and he's just a powerhouse, and he's excellent. He's not going to kill shit the same way Rutger kills stuff, but he's so powerful. I mean, he's almost as good as Rutger. I don't know who I would say is the better of the two characters. He's a survivor also, like Ingrid. He's a survivor. He survived till the end of the game. You know, you get him kind of late, you get him in chapter 15, but once you get him, you're never going to not use him. You will always use Percival. The dude's a general for a reason, and he's awesome. Use him. Garrett, we also get in the same chapter, I think his name's Garrett. I don't like this guy very much. I don't think he's very good, honestly. He's, like, pre-promoted, but, I don't really like him. You already have another axe user. You got Gonzalez and Deke, and by this point, people have probably already promoted, so he's just kind of a weaker version of Gonzalez, and, that's not all that impressive. Plus, you need Lelina to recruit him, and he's kind of running around in an area where you can get killed or you can fight him. I don't think he looks really good. He's a convict, criminal, skinhead, or whatever. Poor dude. The guy's just, he's not going to win any awards for attractiveness. But, yeah. Faye, you get her in the next chapter, I think. And Faye looks like an awesome character. She's a little dragon. I don't think she's like, what, 300 years old? But she's like, looks like she's 10, but she's like 300 years old. She can kill tons of enemies. But the problem with Faye is that she uses a Divine Stone, and it only has 30 uses. And after the 30 uses, you can't use her anymore. Like, she's useless. So you want to make the most of those 30 uses, but while she has those uses, she has, like, crazy good stats. Like resistance and all that stuff. And you need her for the good ending of the game, so try to keep her alive. You don't have to do anything to get her to join you, so yeah, I like Faye. I like the way she looks. She's a cute little girl, got some nice utility, and yeah. You get Hugh in the same chapter. This dude pretty much sucks. I'm putting him in the D tier. Basically, you have to pay 10,000 gold or lower, minimum 5,000 to recruit him. And he's a wizard too, a mage like these other mages, but he's not promoted. Like, I think he starts at level 15 if you give him the full 10,000, but money is scarce in this game, okay? Like, money does not grow on trees in the Binding Blade. You don't want to be spending lots of money on this guy. You could just steal. He comes with a card, like a membership card to the secret shop, and you're better off just stealing his card from him and killing him and taking it, because he's just he's really not all that great with all these other awesome mages that we have. You know, you already have Clarine and Cecilia, and we're gonna get better mages too. I don't like him. Lou's better. Don't bother. Just steal his card and kill him. I think he sucks. Zeiss is also kind of a shitty unit. He can fly, but I don't think he's that great. I guess he's probably better than Ellen, but you need to talk to him with Milady. I think you need him to. I don't know if you need him to get the good ending of the game. I can't remember if he has to live. Fire Emblem 6 has a lot of cryptic chapters where you have to like do certain things to get the bonus Gaiden chapters. So I don't know if he has to live or not, but his stats are pretty mediocre. When you have Milady and Shanna who are better, there's just no real reason to use him. I don't like him. I don't use him much. Douglas is also kind of a shitty unit. He's a big knight like these other guys, but he does come with a little bit. I mean, he's better than like Barth, I guess, but he's slow, and recruiting him is a pain in the ass. You have to basically last through the whole map without dying with him. Like, you can't. He tries to attack you, and you can't recruit him until you have to beat the chapter with him trying to hurt you the whole way through to recruit him. So he's got some pretty frustrating recruitment requirements, and but he's pre-promoted, so I guess he has that going for him. Who else do we have here? Nim. Nim's okay. I don't like Nim as much as other people like her. She comes pre-promoted. She's like a master of dark magic, and she's got like good healing too. So she's a nice character to have. You get her late in the game. You'll use her. You know, she's useful. You'll have her to use, and if you want to use like Apocalypse, I guess you could have her. But I don't know. She dies really easily to like physical attack. So you got to keep this old bird safe from harm. I don't know. Maybe I'm underrating her. I don't think she's the best, but she's still pretty useful. Juno sucks. You're not really gonna be using Juno. She can fly. She's a flyer, which puts her at the worst in the. She's not gonna be bad, but she's a D tier because I guess if you lost all your flyers, you might use her to get around. I think she's pretty hot looking. I like Juno. She's beautiful. Nice Nice, good-looking woman, but not really all that strong. Dan is kind of okay, I guess. You barely use this guy. He's another nomad. He rides on a horse and uses a bow, and by that time... Well, actually, you know what? Dan probably isn't that bad. I'm going to give Dan a higher rating, because, again, when you get him, you're going to be fighting a lot of wyverns in the following chapters, and you can shoot them with a bow, so that puts him a little bit better than Juno and some of these other characters. But... I don't know. There's better... You have so many other better characters by this point in the game. Yoder, this old man that you get. He's a healer. He comes with like the best healing staff and some other items. He can't even level up. The big fucking nail in the coffin with this guy is he comes with an A-rated light magic, you know, instead of an S-rated, which means that you are not going to be able to use the Aurorella, or whatever, the legendary light magic weapon with him, which, unless you really level him up, and most people aren't going to do that, so he could be a lot better if he came with better things, but he is an S-rank staff user. He can use all this healing staves, and, you know, by this point, if you don't really have anybody to heal with, you could use him to heal and stuff, but do you really need to? You know, you're not going to miss much if he dies. It's not like, you know, you have him for like 2 chapters at the end of the game and the bonus chapters, but he'll save you for healing. So I think he's a B. Maybe give him a little bit higher score. Give him I think I put him above Klein, but actually, I think I put him up here. He's good in that sense. And then the last guy we get in the game is this guy called Carl. I have actually never been able to get this guy. I have never used him. But I saw his stats are like super high. Like he's got really, really high stats, but you only have him on like 2 chapters, and you don't even get him through the main game. You only get him if you get if you do the requirements to get the bonus 3 chapters by getting all the legendary weapons, and then you need like Fur and somebody else to recruit him, and who cares? If you can't use a character in a game, who cares if he's there? Like, I don't care how good he is. If the game's over, why would you fucking care about him, you know? So, I'm putting him in the C. Well, actually, I'm gonna probably put him in the bottom of D, man. Who cares, you know? It doesn't matter. By this point, you've built everybody up, so, yeah. And, so yeah, this has been my Fire Emblem 6 Binding Blade tier list. I like this game. I'm playing it more and more now. Let's see if I can rearrange these characters. Rutger and S, Percival, Ingrid, Milady. Yeah, this is pretty good. Marcus, Noah. Maybe I rated Noah a little high. I'm gonna give him a B. I think Lolita's better than Noah. Gonzalez, these 2 chaps, then Yoder, Deke. I think this looks pretty good here. Lou, Roy. I put Roy above Lou because you need Roy's the center of the C. Yeah, this looks good. Barth, probably put Barth. I don't know, Barth. He's a big blockade man. He's a big blockhead. You'll use him to block shit. Juno, yeah, this looks good. Yeah, guys, if anybody thinks, anybody have any comments on this, let me know. I'd like to make more tier list videos in the future. I love making this stuff. I'm still playing video games. I haven't died. I'm still around everybody. I'm just busy with, you know, life and work and school and trying to get a new career launch. But, yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this tier list. Leave a comment, and thanks for watching. Until next time, laters.